What's going on, guys? Thanks for all the support on yesterday's Wiggly text video. You guys seem to be enjoying that. It's got quite a few views and a whole bunch of likes, so thank you. For today's video, I want to cover the whoosh transition sound effects that I know some of you guys have had trouble with depending on when you installed Final Cut. And if you have like iMovie before and previous versions of iMovie, you might not have these sound effects. And for any Premiere Pro users, I know you guys don't have these sound effects either. And right now on YouTube, no one's sort of distributing them, so I want to give them to you guys so that everyone has access to these sound effects. So these can be downloaded from the selfie page. As you guys are probably familiar with, we have 3 MP3s. All you got to do, make sure you leave pay what you want at 0, buy now, download, then you get a zip folder with the 3 MP3s in it. So open that up and we have 3 MP3s. So hopping back into Final Cut, I'm not going to show this in Premiere Pro because it's pretty much the exact same. All you got to do is import these 3 audio clips, 1, 2, 3, they're super small, and then import those into whatever folder you want. What I would probably recommend is make a dedicated event for all your sound effects so that you can easily access them instead of having to re-import them into the project clip. I've done this with like film burns and sound effects, which makes for a super organized Final Cut. So in the timeline right now, I have 3 different clips laid out with some transitions in between. We got some music going, and I'm just going to play what it sounds like without these sound effects. So there's the little mini edit. As you can tell, it's pretty cool. We got some unique shots, some cool transitions, but it really needs that extra step in order to create a more powerful edit. And that can be done by using various sound effects. And for today, we're just going to use these whoosh sound effects. So I'll play the 3 clips for you guys. That's whoosh sound number 1, whoosh sound 2, and then whoosh sound 3. So whoosh sound 3 is a little bit more drawn out, a little bit more ghosty, and then the other ones are a little bit more powerful. So I'm going to drop these in and I'll show you how to use them. So we'll start with whoosh sound number 1, drop that onto the first transition. And what you want to do is line up sort of the first red point that you see with the beginning of the transition. So for this, I'm going to head over, move it a little bit to the left. You can jump frame by frame by using the comma tool and the period tool. So with the comma tool, I'm just gonna knock that over until I like how it looks. Maybe I'll put it back to the right. And this is sort of a trial and error. Just play it, see if you like it, move it. So that looks pretty cool on that one, sounds good. You can change the volume too by grabbing the bar and dragging it down. So depending on how loud your music is, you don't want to overpower it with these transition sounds. So I'll drop it to -4. And that should be pretty cool. So for this Luma fade transition, I really like using the whoosh sound number 3. I think this works really well with the Luma fade as it's a little bit longer. So we'll drop that into place where the loudest part of the sound clip covers the majority of the transition. And this is my free Luma fade transition. If you guys haven't checked out that video, go check that out and download that. So we'll drop this down to -4 again, roughly. And you can also trim off if you don't want it to start too early. Depending on how loud the music is, you might hear a little bit of this beginning sound. So you can crop that off by dragging in the ends, and then you can add a fade in or a fade out by grabbing this little dot and dragging that in. If you right click on that dot, you can get different curves depending on how you want the music to come in. The default is a sort of +3 decibel, but I tend to use S-curve for the majority of my sound fade-ins. So I'll just add that there and we'll check out how this one sounds. So that one, I think that's a little bit quiet, so we'll bring that back up to 0, or I'll leave it at 1. So that's really nice and subtle in the background. Sounds pretty good. Throw in whoosh sound number 2. Drop that in there. And we'll knock this to the right with the period tool. And that looks pretty good. So that one's definitely pretty loud. So we can drop that down to -5. If your transitions are super short and the sound effect is too long, hit Command R for the retime tool, and you can drag it to change the clip duration and just make it go by a little bit faster. So let's see how that one sounds. It will change the sound a little bit, but as long as you don't change the speed too much, then it should be okay. And now to the final clip, I'm going to add the whoosh sound number 3 back to it, because I think this works really well with the loom fade. And that is the transition sounds. These are my 3 favorite ones from the Final Cut. I think it's the iLife sound effect package. But now you guys are able to use them all. If you guys like this video and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.